World Cup, World Cup, World Cup, World Cup.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Daddy Dimes Radio, episode 26.
And that is obviously World Cup by I Show Speed. And of course, as you already know, Argentina has won Lionel Messi his first ever World Cup. And today we're going to do a quick overview of that, but then move on to something a little more interesting. So we're going to start off with a quick overview. And then we're going to go over the U.S. men's team. So obviously, early on, Argentina went up 2-0 with a goal from Messi on a penalty, and then Di Maria scored, who had a great game before being subbed out. Then in the second half, Mbappe got a penalty and then a goal about 2 minutes later. Tied up, we go into extra time. Messi scores another, and then Mbappe gets another penalty. 3-3, we go into penalties, and Argentina would win 4-2, and Messi would win the Golden Boot. But then, Levi, what were your thoughts on the U.S. Men's team performance at this World Cup?
They exceeded my expectations. We have gotten a lot better, and we have lots of good young talent because we are usually very bad.
Yeah, I mean, we got some good young talent, and we could be better next World Cup when we're hosting, which would be awesome if we could make it to, like, the quarterfinals. But we'll see what happens. I don't know what age Pulisic will be by then, or some of the other young players like Tyler Adams or McKinney. But I thought we did well in group play. You know, we didn't actually lose a game. We had 2 draws and a win. But then I thought even though we lost 3-1 to Netherlands, we didn't play terribly. And, of course, they're a really good team that went out to Argentina. But it is what it is. So I thought we had a decent performance. So now we're going to move on to something a little different. And this is our special part of the episode. We're doing an NBA all-time draft with our dad, who's back again. And he's going to get the last pick. Levi's going to get the first because we're going youngest to oldest. And you have to actually line up the positions and try to get some team chemistry. And then at the end, we'll see whose team would beat each other in head-to-head play. So, Levi, with the first pick, who do you want?
I'm going to take LeBron James
All
as
right.
small forward.
With the second pick of the draft, it's a clear choice. I'm taking I'm going to take Michael Jordan at shooting guard. And by the way, guys, we cannot change our position. So if somebody dropped down that you didn't think would last that long at a position you already took, you could possibly move that person to a different position, but you can't move a position you've already locked in.
Got it.
So, Dad, what is your first pick?
Well, chemistry matters. I'm going to go to the all-time best facilitator, Showtime, Magic Johnson.
All right,
Point guard.
I've just decided it's going to be a snake draft, so you get to pick again.
Excellent. And then we're going to go with the big fundamental, Timmy Duncan for power forward.
All right, Magic and Duncan. And then it's back to me. I have Michael Jordan. Obviously, he's going to be doing most of my scoring. And this is obviously going to feel a little early.
So you're going to take 4
I
defenders?
want some shooting to go with him. I'm going to take Steph Curry. Michael will be the primary ball handler. Dish it out to Steph for the 3.
I'm going to be taking Wilt Chamberlain,
Good pick.
At what position?
center.
Okay. And then you get to pick again, Levi.
I'm going to take Pistol Pete at point guard.
Ooh.
All
All right. I've decided because I like this. We're adding a 6th man, okay?
Sure.
Yeah.
Flex position.
6th man, flex, kicker.
So is it your pick there?
Yeah, my pick. We need somebody that's gonna help us win games. He's the best to ever do this. I'm taking Bill Russell at center. I'm getting that team chemistry.
Yep, and I'm going to take Kareem
Mm-hmm.
at center.
Kareem would definitely be the more talented pick, but I like my fit with Bill.
Wait to tell your team they're not as talented. That's a good man.
But they'll beat your team head to head.
So am I up again?
Yep, you're up again.
Well, to add some defense to this chemistry, I'm going to take Scottie Pippen for my small forward.
I could have used him with MJ.
He's used to cleaning up his stuff.
All right. To continue my theme of shooting, I'm going to take Larry Bird at the 4.
To continue my sense of dominance, I'm going to be taking Shaquille O'Neal, the next Stephen Curry. And then at shooting guard, I'm going to be taking Kobe Bryant.
Oh. All right, so I need a small forward and then my 6th man, of course. So at small forward, oh my. I'm going to take who I think is simply the best small forward still on the board, Kevin Durant, to give me even more shooting.
That was going to be my 6th man.
So do I get the pick? Do I have 2 in a row now to round
Yeah.
out my roster?
So your team will be over after this.
Yep. So, well, the best team will be done. Is what you meant to say.
No.
So the shooting guard, I'm going to take
No.
Ray Allen. I'm going
Ooh.
to put him out there. So when you guys crowd in on Duncan,
That
and
would have
Kareem,
been
he
a
makes
good
you pay.
6 man.
And then my 6, my flex position, I'm going to take Kevin Garnett. Lockdown defender, long, shut you down, facilitate. And I don't know if I need to finish the draft because I think my team's got it locked up there, Ethan.
I need to take someone to come off the bench and handle the ball and score after MJ when he needs a little bit of a breather.
Phil Cartwright.
I need somebody dominant up top. I have a feeling this might have been on Levi's list. Give me Giannis Antetokounmpo at 6th man.
You have taken every single one of my picks.
All right, Levi, who is your 6th man?
Give me a second to think. I have nobody now. Because you took Kevin Durant and Giannis.
My team has 3 current players. I think that's the most. Levi has 1 right
Chet
now.
Holmgren's still available.
So this is I'm going to take Kyrie Irving at the
Ooh.
6th man.
Is this one of those fantasy leagues where we play every other game?
What?
But Kyrie plays half the time?
Yeah. Roasted. I would have taken Chris Paul, John Stockton.
No, I want to win a ring. Why would I take Chris Paul?
Oh my god.
Oh.
Roasted Chris Paul.
All right, let's do a rundown on our teams real quick.
All right.
Starting off the best team. We have Pistol Pete, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Shaquille Splash, Wilt Chamberlain, and Kyrie Irving.
Defense optional. Go ahead.
I got
defense. I got Shaquille.
Steph Curry at the point, Michael Jordan at the 2, KD at the 3, with Larry Bird at the 4, Bill Russell at center, and then Giannis coming off the bench.
That's because he doesn't shoot free throws that way. I'm going to go with Magic as my point guard. Ray Allen as my shooting guard from the corner. Rain. All right.
And he
Small
hit the
forward,
brick.
Pippen, lockdown defender, take out all your own guards. Power forward, the big fundamental, Tim Duncan, and Kareem at center. And again, my flex position, because this is building off other fantasy leagues, is Kevin Garnett.
The only thing is fundamental about is how to fill up with water bottles on the bench.
What?
All
Total sense.
So,
That's where you say burn, but it really wasn't a burn. So
all right, we're gonna vote who has the best team except for themselves. So, Levi, me or Dad?
That's a good way to do it.
Aubrey.
No, me or Dad? Whose team is
Let me
better?
see yours. Which one is worse?
You got to be honest. Who's better?
Tell me which one's worse, and I'll vote for them.
What?
I'm gotta go with Dad.
Dang it.
This isn't the worst
So,
team
Ethan.
ever.
Oh, so I have the worst one?
Yes.
All right, that means Ethan had the better one.
Well,
Ethan.
I think dad win simply for the fact that he took Kyrie Irving.
Wait,
Terrible pick in my opinion.
you took Giannis.
And just to complicate it, I'm going to pick Levi, so it's a one-way.
Oh my goodness. My team is clearly the best.
We're all winners.
Well, we'd all be some of the best teams of all time, but that is the exit for Dad.
Thanks for having me on, guys. Keep it real.
Keep it real. Oh my goodness. All right, moving on.
He kept his hairline real. Okay.
Another roast from Levi. He's in a bit of a mood. All right, moving on. MLB free agency obviously going on. We're going to be grading each move with mostly consideration on their fit on the team, but a little bit of consideration on the money spent. Levi started off.
Like, you mean like 1 through 10 or like a letter grade?
Letter grade.
JD Martinez to the Dodgers.
So he was actually pretty cheap, and he's coming off one of the worst years.
I would give this a. Is this in like JD Martinez or just like?
He's the one from the Red Sox.
No. I'm talking. It's like, is the grade in like JD Martinez like the person that got traded opinion or the teams?
Grading the Dodgers signing him he was signed for I think like $10 million for 1 year.
I would give that a B.
I'll give it a solid B plus.
I think it's a good trade since it wasn't a lot of money.
Well, it wasn't a trade; it's just free agents.
Well, yeah, but I think I would give that a B because then it didn't cost a lot of money and he might turn out good. And if not, you spent $10 million.
Which is for the Dodgers is nothing, but
the Dodgers can multi.
All right, and then Dansby Swanson to the Cubs, the most recent big move to happen. Obviously, coming off a breakout season, former number 1 overall pick, going to a rebuilding Cubs team that also got Cody Bellinger. How would you grade Dansby Swanson to the Cubs?
I would grade that a solid A minus. I think this is going to give the Cubs a great chance not to be terrible like they usually are.
I'm going to give it an A minus
Cubs
as well.
Fan, you're delusional.
A minus as well. All right. And then Carlos Rodon, the pitcher to the Yankees, I got to give it an A plus.
I got to give this a big F. I hate the Yankees. They're way too overpowered. They're a super team. They have been since the 1700s.
I agree. But
okay,
Yankees,
it's a good trade. Just not a good trade.
The Yankees needed a elite starting pitcher. They got one, and of course it cost a lot of money. But as Levi said, money is not a problem for the Yankees, who also re-signed the best player in baseball this past year, Aaron Judge.
How do they have so much cap space?
There's no salary cap rule in baseball.
Really?
Well, you can.
There probably is for other teams.
You can go over it, but there's less of a punishment.
Okay, so there probably isn't a punishment for the Yankees, which is why they're triple over the salary.
Moving on to the next Carlos, we got Carlos Correa going to the Giants.
I would give this a good A minus.
I agree.
I think this is going to be a good year for Carlos Correa and the Giants.
They were good the year before this past year, really good actually. And now they get a replacement for the aging Brandon Crawford, who of course is a fan favorite there, so that's unfortunate. But he'll still be on the squad and get some time as a backup. Then we got Chris Bassett to the Blue Jays as another starting pitcher for them. I'm going to give this one a C plus because Bassett is good, but this isn't the Blue Jays. I think they just need to work with what they've got right now, keep trying to make their better team. It's a solid move, but they did pay him a little too much, in my opinion. I don't know. What would you grade this one?
A B.
Okay.
Xander Bogaerts to the Padres. See, I have started liking the Padres before they got Juan Soto, Xander Bogaerts, the drug dealer himself, and Tatis. I'm starting to dislike them because they're turning into a super team. They got steroid user back there.
But Manny Machado played well this year.
Yes, I do like Manny Machado and Trent Grisham. And I like all the players on the Padres, but they're turning into a really good team. And I like the Royals, so I don't not like good teams.
And this is interesting for the Padres because, of course, it was a shortstop-heavy market this year with 3 of the top 5 shortstops in baseball on the free agent list, plus then Dansby Swanson, a top 10 one. But do you need a shortstop? You got Fernando Tatis and Hyesung Kim, and now Tatis is either going to play in the outfield or DH, and he's supposed to be your franchise guy despite the drugs. Kim goes over to second with Bogarts at short. So I don't know.
Fernando Tatis messes up way too much in the field, in my opinion. He does make
Which is why you can't put him in outfield.
yes, because he'll freaking.
So you got to put him at DH, but we'll see if they do that.
It'll look like a little league game. The ball will bounce out of his glove
I bet
multiple times.
Jake Cronenworth will probably go to DH. Anyways, Wilson Contreras to the Cardinals, the replacement for Yadier Molina, who, of course, another fan favorite vet that you hate to see go. But Contreras is one of the best catchers in the league. But it does suck that the Cubs aren't able to hold on to him after they weren't able to trade him at the deadline. But
Molina is like the best catcher in history.
He's
I
five.
stand by that. He's the best catcher in history.
Not as good as Yogi Berra, but Trey Turner to the Phillies. Probably the best position player to move. We'll get to someone else that's the best player to move here in just a second. But Trey Turner to the Phillies. Phillies, of course, so close to winning a World Series this year. And Trey Turner, shortstop, was their weakest position. Although Bryson Stott there, he's young and obviously has a bright future, but he just isn't what you want for a win-now team. Trey Turner is what you want. So, yeah, and one of my favorite players to watch, too, with that speed.
Next up, it's Justin Verlander to the Mets. What would you grade this?
Oh, yeah, we really forgot to grade the last couple. But Verlander, I'll give this a B because obviously Verlander's getting even older than he already is and struggled more this year coming off the injury with the Astros. But you got to find somebody to replace Jacob deGrom, who is now a Texas Ranger. Biggest move, in my opinion, or at least best player moved, leaving the Mets, who had a good year this year, to go to the Rangers, who, of course, last year were also the biggest team, getting Corey Seager and Marcus Semien. How do you grade the Jacob deGrom move?
In the Rangers' opinion, this is amazing. In everybody else in the league, this is absolutely terrible for them because you're about to get smacked by Jacob deGrom, and the Rangers, who are absolutely dog crap for the last 15 years, may now actually be good, and baseball is not ready for that. That's like the Browns being good.
Yeah, I got to give this an A+ as well. Rangers had the bats this past year. Now they got a great pitcher. They'll start to put it together. I still don't think they'll be better than the Astros in that division. But I could see them being near the top with the Astros and Yankees and possibly the Blue Jays ahead of them. Moving on now to the NFL. We got our predictions for the second week of fantasy football playoffs. This is our predictions for the best possible lineup for next week in week 16. Levi started off.
At QB, we have Josh Allen against the Bears.
I think Jalen Hurts probably has more points this year than Josh Allen. I'm not sure on that. But Josh Allen is definitely top 3 quarterback this year. And facing the Bears, who traded away Roquan Smith. And Bills coming off a nice win over the Dolphins. I expect a decent game from Josh against the Bears. No other QBs have a great matchup. Then at running back, the running back with, as of right now, the most fantasy points for all running backs so far this year, which is great for me because I drafted him number 1 overall in multiple leagues, being the smart man like that, and not taking Jonathan Taylor,
He
who's
also
been
traded
a
away
bust.
Josh Jacobs, who is running back number 2 against the Steelers.
Okay, yes. Josh Jacobs playing the Steelers, Austin Eckler playing the Colts, but Eckler is still the one to keep. Then wide receiver 1, Tyreek Hill, going up against the Packers, who have some really good DBs like Jair Alexander, Darnell Savage, but those DBs have not played to their potential this year.
You almost lost to the Texans.
Are you what?
Oh, sorry. I was thinking about the Chiefs. Sorry.
Yeah, Chiefs almost
With
lost to the
Tyler
Texans
Lockett
in overtime.
against the Chiefs.
Yeah,
At
I
wide
got
receiver
Tyler
number 2.
Lockett, who's surprisingly number 8 in fantasy points for wide receivers this year. Could have been a very sneaky pick for you guys. But wait, I realize now. I think he might be hurt.
Tyler Lockett?
I think he might be hurt. I feel like I saw that headline. So if he is hurt, slotting in for him. Well, at the flex, I had Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's obviously another wide receiver. They were going up against the Panthers, so that'd be a big game for him. Probably more points than Lockett. But now we need a replacement for him. We head over here. I don't think Devonta Adams or Justin Jefferson will have the big days. So I think I'm going to have to go Stephon Diggs against the Bears, teaming up with his boy Josh. What do you think?
Sure.
All right.
In the defense, the Ravens against the Falcons. Knowing the Falcons, they'll probably hand the ball off to the defense on accident.
Yep. And then Justin Tucker also against the Falcons. Ravens still without Lamar. Probably will not really score any touchdowns. But she'll get a decent amount of field goal looks for the best kicker in football and the best kicker in fantasy, Justin Tucker. And that's going to do it for us. See you guys next